became conjunctions anchors for the dark magic. 50 souls bound to a demon's pact, their flesh drowned in shadow, became anchors for the sphere's corruption. The last wish called them conjunction arrivals, but this truth festers beneath that label. A covenant forged 500 years ago, when the continent first bled with eldritch tides, turned men into monsters to amplify the horror. What price did the demon demand for such power, and why do the drowners' hollow eyes still weep for a world they never knew? The answer lies in blood, not magic. These humans bargained their souls to demons, binding the conjunction's chaos to mortal pain. Their corruption did not arise from the sphere's clash, it deepened it. Every drowner's death releases a scream into the conjunction's engine, a gear in its ancient machinery. Witchers hunt what they cannot comprehend. The trial of the grasses carves monsters but never strips their humanity. What if the conjunction's true architects were not eldritch forces, but desperate men? What if the witcher's blades only feed the cycle? The drowner's weeping is not grief, it is memory. And the conjunction hungers for memory most of all. The drowner's first curse was not a falling star, it was a ritual. In the marshes where reeds whisper secrets to the dead, a circle of obsidian blades and human blood summoned something that did not come from the conjunction. This was no alien horror, this was a hunger already present. The last wish records their arrival as an omen, but the truth is older. 15 centuries before the spheres collided, a forgotten sect wove their own horror into the continent's bones. They drowned themselves in salt and shadow, trading breath for a demon's breath. Their weeping did not begin in grief, it began in triumph. The conjunction's gates opened wider that night, stars shifted, the air thickened with the stench of brine and burnt hair. What if the conjunction was not an invasion but an invitation? The drowner's transformation is no curse, it is a covenant. Each writhing, gill-splitting metamorphosis feeds the void between worlds. The witchers slash, but their steel cannot sever what was stitched by darker hands. The marshes remember, the water runs blacker still, and the conjunction, that hollow god of collision, hungers for more than memory now. It hungers for architects. The drowner's body does not twist, it unravels. Muscle fibers dissolve like ink in rain. Sapkowski's text calls it a slow, agonizing dissolution, not a mutation, but a cancellation. The trial of the grasses carves witchers into monsters. It does not unmake them. What if the drowner's curse is its crime, a ritual that does not transform but erases? The lilac asterisk story offers no origin, no birth, no wound, no elven curse, only a face that once reflected the moon, now a hollow mirror. The conjunction's magic feeds on collision, but collision requires hands to stir the cauldron. The trial forces humanity to bear its mutations. The drowner's fate suggests a darker pact, a human who became a monster to fuel the conjunction's hunger, not a victim of magic, its architect. The text leaves the question festering: was the drowner ever human, or did it once sign its name in water, trading flesh for a demon's promise? The trial's mutations scar, the drowner's curse consumes . One leaves a witcher gasping for identity. The other leaves nothing but a question mark in the mud. If the conjunction thrives on collision, what does it do with a soul that collapses inward? The drowners are not monsters, they are erasures. And every erasure is a spell cast by someone who still remembers how to bleed. The marshes remember, the water runs blacker still. And the conjunction, that hollow god of collision, hungers for more than memory now. It hungers for architects. The Velen peasant's voice cracks like dry earth. He speaks of a ritual older than the conjunction, where a man lay prostrate in a circle of thorn and bone, his veins mapped by a mage's sigils. The trial of the grasses, the codex whispers, was no curse, it was a covenant. The witchers did not break, they became. Their eyes turned to silver not by accident, but by design. A pact etched in blood and starlight, binding human will to the conjunction's chaos. The same pact, it seems, the drowners made. In Tausaint's marshes, a survivor recounts a figure emerging from the reeds, skin bloated with water, eyes hollow as drowned moons. The beast of Beauclair's witness speaks of a ritual song, low and guttural, sung not to gods but to something deeper, a demon perhaps, or the conjunction itself, gnawing at the edges of creation. The drowners did not rot, the chose to fester, their flesh a vessel for a force that thrives on surrender. Kaer Morhen's mages knew this. Before the sacking, before the fire that left only cinders and codex fragments, they guarded the truth. The trial's permanence was no flaw. It was a feature. To unlearn the pact would be to unravel the conjunction's very fabric, but the mages are ash. Their knowledge drowned in the same dark that birthed the drowners. The marsh reeks of iron and myrrh. A Velen farmer's daughter once saw a witcher kneel at dusk, palms pressed to the soil as roots coiled around his wrists. He did not flinch. He breathed the pain. The drowners mimicked this now, their ritual a mirror held up to the conjunction's face. What if the conjunction is not a storm, but a asterisk summons asterisk, a god of collision that needs architects to its temples? The trial cannot be unlearned, the drowner's pact cannot be broken, and the sacking's silence. It is the grave of all who might have stopped this. The conjunction hungers, the marshes remember, what else have we buried? The marshes do not forget, their reek of brine and rot clings to the drowned, their flesh bloated with stolen time. These were not born of the conjunction's rifts, no, they were made by it, by the elven hands that shaped the lodge's veiled dominion. A pact, a price, a plunge into the black, each drowning a sacrament to the sphere's fractured hymn. The codex lies in its silence. It does not name the ritual, blood spilled into tidal pools, tongues cut to feed the demon's hunger for human speech. The drowners did not cross the veil, they became it. Their gills slit the boundary between realms, their writhing a dirge for the continent's sanity. The lodge, with its silvered masks and whispered bargains, knew. They watched villages vanish beneath the waves, their daughters' voices traded for power. The sackings were not an accident, they were a harvest. The elves did not need to conquer, they engineered the chaos. Let humans curse themselves into monsters, let the conjunction's bleeding worsen, let the sphere's alignment twist further. The drowners are proof. Their howls in the night are not mindless. They are a language the elves deciphered long ago, a cipher for control. What did they become? Those who struck the pact, not warriors, not sorcerers, instruments, each transformation a chord in the conjunction's symphony of collapse. The dimensional bleeding is no accident. It is a wound kept open by elven design, a wound that feeds on human folly. The drowner's curse is not a flaw, it is a lever. Pull it and the continent's foundations crack. Pull it and the sphere's alignment sharpens into a blade. The lodge's gardens bloom with elixirs brewed from cursed flesh. Their allies in the mists are not demons, they are messengers. The elves do not need to rule, they need to reshape asterisk. And the drowners, those hollowed husks with their salt-stained teeth, are the first draft of what comes next. The conjunction is not a past event. It is a process, a reckoning. And every human who traded their voice for a demon's touch has become a brick in the elven citadel of ash. What if drowners were once human and their transformation was a ritual that fueled the conjunction's dark magic? The last wish names them conjunction arrivals, creatures bled into the continent by the shattered alignment of the spheres. Yet their hollow eyes and twisted speech echo choices, not mere arrival. The conjunction did not create them, it completed them. Humans, desperate to cheat death or claim power, bound themselves to a demon's pact, trading flesh for a shadow's permanence. Their agony became a conduit. Their corruption a catalyst. The ritual did not precede the conjunction, it mirrored it. A mirror cracks both ways. The drowner's humanity was not lost but unmade, a sacrifice that fed the very rift which spilled them into this world. The codex calls them abominations, yet never denies their origin. A gap, a door. Sapkowski's text and CDPR expansions need not clash. They are two sides of the same curse, creatures born of collision, made monstrous by collision with their own making. The conjunction arrived. The drowners arrived with it, and every soul that chose the pact became a thread in the curse's weave. The pact was a door, the door had no lock, only a price. Humans stepped through, seeking power, and became the conjunction's silent engines. Their souls, torn open by elven sorcery or demonic hunger, fed the rift between spheres. This was no accident. The sacking of Kaer Morhen buried the ritual, but could not erase its echo. Drowners move like water, speak like shadows, yet their eyes retain the glint of those who chose their fate. Witchers are shaped by the trial of the grass, a mutation etched into bone, never to fade. Drowners are something else. They traded will for might, and in that trade they became conduits. The conjunction's dark magic thrives on such bridges. Every incantation, every twisted limb, every submerged village whispers of a bargain struck in the age before the sack. To drown is to remember. To remember is to fuel the curse. The Witcher's body cannot unlearn the trial, but the drowner's curse deepens with time. They are not victims. They are threads in the weaving, writhing, woven. What horror blooms when humanity becomes a resource? The conjunction's power did not arrive with the stars. It arrived with the pacts, and the pacts still breathe. The first drowners did not rise from the mud, they sank into it. Their voices, once human, now gurgle with the weight of salt water and sin. What becomes of a soul when its owner trades breath for power? The conjunction's stars did not burn bright enough to mark this crime. Its fuel was stolen from the living. Witchers who carved their purpose from the bones of monsters now hunt the echoes of their own kind. The drowners did not merely change. They chose to rot, to let the sea carve their faces into masks of judgment. And the conjunction, that hollow engine of chaos, fed. The wild hunt rides not as conquerors but as executioners. Their elven eyes, cold as drowned sunlight, seek the architects of this pact. For what is a cosmic law broken if not a debt unpaid? The lodge of sorceresses, veiled in their silver thrones, have long whispered of balance, yet their prophecies now tremble. Did they foresee the price of their pacts, or did they, like the drowners, bargain with shadows they could not name? Their visions bloom with the same salt-crusted dread that clings to the shores where the cursed walk. The Witcher archive, that hollow cathedral of truths, must now house a heresy, that monsters are not the conjunction's children, but its co-conspirators. The scent of brine lingers in every scalpel's cut, every trap set for the inhuman. What good is a contract with the stars when the ink is drawn from human veins? The drowner's gait is a dirge. Their existence is a wound that will not scar, and the conjunction, that ancient thief, grins wider, for it is not the sky that hungers. It is the hand that feeds it. The hand that feeds it is human. Drowners were not born of conjunction. What if Leshen's groves and Striga's hollow eyes mark the same crime? The conjunction thrives on stolen essence, but who grants the theft? Witchers train for shadows that fade not because the conjunction weakens, but because fewer hands dare offer their dark bread. If monsters are dying, is it extinction or refusal? The trial of the grasses leaves no mark. What if the true curse is the choice to remain human? The conjunction's hunger does not wane, it waits. What will you feed it? The hand that feeds it is human. Drowners were not born of conjunction. What if Leshen's groves and Striga's hollow eyes mark the same crime? The conjunction thrives on stolen essence, but who grants the theft? Witchers train for shadows that fade not because the conjunction weakens, but because fewer hands dare offer their dark bread. If monsters are dying, is it extinction or refusal? The trial of the grasses leaves no mark. What if the true